Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to add anti-aliasing to any apps that use OpenGL or the Android graphics language, whatever you call it. I think it's OpenGL. So I'm just going to demonstrate on this game. You can't really see it right now, but I have the anti-aliasing applied, and I'll put a picture on the screen of what it looks like right now, really zoomed in. And so it looks good and there's no performance problems, but if I go into settings,
4, 3, 2,
where is it?
1.
Scroll all the way down to developer options. I'll show you how to get that. All you do is go to about phone and then tap 7 times on your build number and it will turn on developer settings. So you just go into the developer settings menu and then scroll all the way down to hardware accelerated rendering, and you can force GPU rendering. That helps a little bit, I guess, with performance, but I haven't really tested that too deeply. But right here is where you want to do it. This is turn on 4 times multi-sample aliasing, anti-aliasing, and without it, the game. Got a shotgun. Okay, whatever. Anyways. You can't really tell, but the game is a lot like more. You know what it looks like when if you don't have anti-aliasing on game. The lines look a lot more jagged and they're not smoothed out. So just I'm gonna turn that back on. Oops, and I'll put a picture up on screen so you can compare the two things. With and without anti-aliasing. Oh, and you can mess around with this stuff. That's not a great idea though. And so yeah, that's my video. If you guys like that or found it useful, feel free to subscribe, maybe give me a like, and I'll see you guys later.
Hey guys, this is Karan Binani from Moby Scrub, and in this video I'm going to tell you how you can speed up your Android phone in 7 different ways. The first way is by reducing the animation and transition effects on your device. Now, trust me guys, you don't really need it, and it's not worth the pain of, having a slow phone. So just go into settings, go into developer options. Now, if you're using a Galaxy phone, there are chances that the developer options are not unlocked. So go into About, go into Build, and tap it 7 times. Your developer options would appear right above About Device. Now, scroll down to where you see Windows, window animation scale and duration scale, right there. Now, all of these, window, transition, and animator, put them down to 0.5x. Now, when the phone ships to you, it comes with animation scale of 1x. I've already reduced it because I enjoy it that way. Now let me show you what happens if you make it 5x. Look at that. How nice and easy. But well, it's really slow and frustrating. So, go back in and let me turn them down all the way to 0.5x and you'll see the difference. Now when I hit back, there you go. So it's really quick if your transitions are off. Now, the other way to do is removing widgets. Now, widgets display live information. They keep fetching internet data and feeding to you on the home screen. Not only does it consume battery, it also eats up resources. Remove them if you don't use them. I mean, do you really use them? If you don't, just get rid of them. So, for example, I don't need a couple of them. So let's say YouTube, I don't need it. In fact, I don't need this entire screen. So let's just remove it. Let me just throw the whole thing into the bin. And then maybe, I don't need AirDroid. Like I don't use it all the time. And maybe stock information and Yahoo News, not required. That's it. There you go. You've got a faster smartphone. Now, Android is truly a multitasking OS. So your apps and processors kind of run parallelly all the time. So go into developer options and you can now limit the number of processes that run in the background. It's really up to you. It's not something I recommend you do it unless you really know what you're doing. But if you, kind of say, well, I just want 1 process at most running in the background or 2 at most, that's how it's going to be. Okay? But again, I'm not saying you should do this. Now there's obviously Task Manager. Tap and hold your home key. go into the task manager, and then there you go, your RAM. It says 1 GB used out of 1.35 available RAM. You can obviously clear it. I don't really think there's a noticeable difference in doing this, but there's no harm in trying it. Now guys, this may sound really lame, but trust me, once a week you should do this. It kind of flushes your cache, flushes your memory, and it's just clearer, it's cleaner, and trust me, it works faster. Now this one's really helpful. Add custom launchers. Install maybe Nova Launcher or Apex Launcher or AWD Launcher. All of these launchers, they're optimized to perform really well on your Android smartphone, especially when it comes to Samsung, which is running TouchWiz. It's really heavy, it's really resource intensive, eats up your processor and RAM. Install one of these launchers, and trust me, you would see a huge difference. They're really fast, they're really smooth, the transitions and the animations, there you go, have a look at that. It's really nice, right? So, you can really see a noticeable difference in the performance of your smartphone when you have one of these. And then if you want to quickly access apps, Glovebox, or even Pi controls for that matter, they're really nice. You just have to swipe your finger from either the left edge or the right edge, and you have apps which are right there for you, the ones that you really use a lot. So both Glovebox and Pi controls are available on the Play Store for free. There are a bunch of features or premium features that are only available if you buy it, but again, you don't really have to. Most of the things that you need are available in the free version, and they really work amazingly well. All of your apps handy right there. So as you can see, improving the speed of your Android smartphone not only means being really careful about your resources in the sense, the processor being used in the RAM, but also having a few apps like custom launchers, Glovebox, Pi controls, even SwipePad for that matter. These really make using your smartphone faster. So thank you for watching, guys. Do leave me a thumbs up if you like the video, and do not forget to subscribe.
Enemy slain.
When you have had a smartphone for a while, it can start to feel slow, and RAM, that is the random access memory, can be the issue. Now RAM is the place where your device stores temporary files and resources, and when a program needs something, rather than pulling it all the way from the memory, it quickly pulls out those files from the RAM, giving you a smoother and a seamless user experience. With that, devices with more RAM can store more data, hence are smoother even while playing demanding games or while doing heavy multitasking, and devices with low RAM even struggles while doing rudimentary things like browsing the internet or while watching a video. The same is the case with any form of computer. But unlike computers where you can physically add as much RAM as you need, on smartphones the RAM is proprietary and cannot be physically added or removed without blowing the whole thing.
For modern mobile applications, rendering performance can often be the most common thief of your precious frame time. These issues are easy to create, easy to fall into, and with the help of a handy tool, easy to track down as well. My name is Colt McCandless, and with the Profile GPU rendering tool, you've got a handy on-device ability to see exactly what's causing slowdowns in your application. To get access to this tool, simply go into Developer Mode and select the Profile GPU rendering option. This will prompt you for a secondary screen on how you'd like to collect your profiling data. For ease of use, select the On-Screen as Bars option. Doing so will reward you with a plethora of colors and bars on your device. You'll notice that for each visible activity, this tool is displaying a profiling graph drawn on top of it. For example, the graph at the bottom represents rendering performance coming from the navigation activity there. The upper graph represents time gone to the notification bar, and the graph in the middle contains all the performance information from the active application. Since that's the one we're actually interested in, let's focus our attention there. As you interact with your application, you'll see that the vertical bars show up on your screen appearing from left to right. Each vertical bar represents one frame of rendering. The taller the bar, the longer it took to render. And as you render more frames, they'll be stacked next to each other so you can see the influence of frame rate over time. That green line there actually represents
how to enable forced GPU rendering to use 2D hardware acceleration on the Samsung Galaxy S5. First, pressing on the home key to go back to the home screen, then go into settings. In settings, scroll down to the system section and tap on developer options. Then here, scroll down and under the hardware accelerated rendering, tap on forced GPU rendering checkbox. And now you can use the 2D hardware acceleration in your applications. Pressing on the home key to finish. Thank you for watching this video.
Hey, what's up everybody, it's Dallas with Gadget Hacks, and today I'm going to show you 7 cool things you can do with Android's developer options menu. Now if you're like me, you probably just enabled developer options so that you can turn on USB debugging and use ADB. Maybe you poked around a little bit, but you really didn't get into all the cool things that this menu can do for you. So basically, I'm going to take you through some of the cooler things that you can do with developer options. Now to get this going, you obviously will have to have developer options enabled, which means you need to go to Settings, About Device, and then tap the build number entry 7 times in rapid succession. Once you've done all that, just head to the developer options menu, and the first one I wanted to show you is this process stats entry. This is basically just like the battery meter interface on your phone, except it's for RAM usage. So you can see which apps have been using the most RAM and how your phone has been managing its memory. To see more details, you can just tap an app and it'll tell you more about how much it's used RAM. You can also tap this graph here up at the top and it'll tell you more about your device's RAM usage. Then the next developer option that you might want to check out is called Force RTL Layout. Basically, this one just switches everything to a right to left layout. So now everything on your phone, from the notification shade to any app on your system, will actually be reversed. And you can still read it though, so it's a pretty cool layout. The next up is actually 2 different options. These are both animation scale durations. You can adjust the window and transition animation scale to be higher or lower if you want to speed up the different transitions that you have on your system. Now for instance, if you set this to 10x, you can see that the animations take way longer. But if you decided to take this to 0 or 0.25x, you would start noticing that everything feels a lot snappier. So it's definitely worth checking out. Then the next interesting developer option is Forced GPU Rendering. This actually uses hardware acceleration from your graphics processor to help render 2D objects. So it might help if your phone has been performing kind of sluggishly in certain apps. The next up is a pretty interesting little toggle switch that you can find down here towards the bottom that says Show CPU Usage. Basically what this does is overlay your usage stats for your CPU as you're using the phone. So it's on the fly and you can really put your phone to the test using this, see how it performs under certain situations. Then another similar overlay is just beneath that in developer options called GPU Rendering Profile. This will tell you stats about your graphics processor instead of your regular processor. So set this one to show on screen as bars, and then while you're using your phone you can see how your graphics are being handled. Then finally, this last one will help if your phone doesn't have a lot of RAM. So if that process stats entry was showing you very high usage, you might want to try this out. Head to this limit background processes option, then you can actually set the amount of background processes that are allowed to run. So if you want to go lower, let's say 2 or 1 process at most, that means that only 1 or 2 apps can run in the background and eat up RAM. So there's a lot of useful stuff in this developer options menu, and it's certainly worth checking out. But for the full breakdown, be sure to check out my article over at gadgethacks.com. And as always, we'd appreciate it if you would like and comment on this video and subscribe to our channel. So we'll see you again next time, folks. But until then, happy gadget hacking.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Android Guy. I'm your host HK. Today's video I'll be basically showing you how to speed up your Android device without installing any software on it. You can speed up literally a lot your Android device by using these simple settings which are in the developer options. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. So first of all guys, go to your device settings. So just over here, go to your device setting and find out the developer options, which will be down somewhere here. So here's the developer options.
Hey, what's up everybody, it's Dallas with Gadget Hacks, and today I'm going to show you 7 cool
Yes.
What's up guys, welcome to Android Academy. In this video,
I'm going to tell you some of the hidden features that you can find in developer options. To enable developer options, first go to settings on your Android device, scroll down and find about phone or about tab. Now click on the build number 7 times. Voila! Now you are a developer. Now go to developer options. The first feature is USB debugging. Most Android related PC tools like ADB will require you to enable USB debugging. The second feature is staying awake while charging. When you charge your phone, the screen of the device will automatically turn off. If for some reason you want the screen to stay awake, you can do that with these two little steps. The third feature is desktop backup password. Before you create a backup using Android tools on your desktop, you can first create a password for your backup in the developer options to put protection on your backup from being accessed easily.
That was rather entertaining. Rise again and take your revenge, hero.
The next feature is tweak animation settings. When you transition from screen to screen on your Android device, you will notice that there is animation added in between. You can choose to speed up this animation or turn it off entirely. The lower the number you choose, the faster the animation will be. The next feature is enabling MSAA for OpenGL games. If you like to play games on your Android device and if you are playing it using high-end Android devices, you might want to force enable MSAA to obtain a higher quality rendering of your game graphics. The next feature is show CPU usage. If you need to keep an eye on the CPU usage of your device, there is a way to get an overlay to show the processes that are currently being used by your CPU. The next feature is don't keep app activities. Your Android app activities are still intact even after you have exited from your app. Most of your app relies on local cache data on Android so that they can load faster and will not face any forced close moments. However, there may be apps that use a lot of activities. You can choose to not keep these activities with the following steps. The next feature is wireless display certifications. This option is only useful if you own a Miracast ready display to transmit your Android content on your TV. To watch YouTube videos on your Miracast ready display, you will need to enable wireless display certifications. The next feature is allow mock location. To be able to fake your current GPS location, you need an app. But to use that app, you will need to first allow mock location for the app to work.
I thank you for your help.
Now Android is a highly customizable operating system. The user has complete control over his or her device and can change everything from how the device performs to how the device looks. But did you know that there are a set of hidden options in Android settings targeted towards advanced Android users and developers? It's called as the developers option. Now if you had rooted your device in the past or had watched my earlier video, then chances are that you already know about developers options. But I thought, hey, why not look inside the developers option and show you some hidden things that your Android device can do. So without any further ado, I am your host HK. Welcome to the Android Guy. Now the reason developer option is called as hidden option is because they don't show up in Android settings. You'll have to scroll down to about devices, then tap on the build number 6 times in rapid succession, which will give you a pop-up saying that you are a developer. Good. And when you go back, you'll notice a new tab here over the About Devices tab called as Developers Option. Open that up and here you will find a slurry of options. Now depending on the device manufacturer and Android version, some of these options might be missing. Now while most of these are targeted towards developers, but some of these options have a very interesting use, like the mock location option. Turn that on and now you can fake your GPS location to anywhere in the world by simply downloading a simple app from Play Store called as Fake Location, then enabling your GPS, then you can pinpoint any coordinate around the world and then hit on start. Next time when you share your location on Facebook Messenger or any other social app, the location that you want will be shown, which means you can be anywhere in the world. I mean, at least you can make your friends think so. And next up down the list we have process start option, which will show you the device memory or the RAM uses. And here you can check out what all apps are consuming most amount of RAM on your device. It also shows the current status of your device RAM, whether it's on the low side or whether it's normal. So if you find an app in the list that you don't use much and it is consuming a lot of RAM, then you can also force stop the app directly from here, which will not only free up some RAM, speeding up your device, but will also help you save some battery. And further down the list we have a very small but very cool option called as the show pointer touches option, which once turned on will show the touches registered on your device screen, which is very helpful if you're screen recording your Android device or if you're casting your device display for a presentation. Again, a very small feature, but it can be helpful in the future. And further down the list in the hardware acceleration option menu, you'll have two of the most useful settings, especially if you are into heavy apps or gaming. Number one is forced GPU rendering, which will render 2D objects on the GPU. If you have an app or a 2D game lagging on your device, then turn this on and it will definitely run smoother. But the second option is very cool. If you have a high-end phone or a tablet with great graphics performance and you play 3D games on it, there is a way to make those games better. By enabling the Force 4X MSAA option, games and apps which support anti-aliasing will have a sure boost in performance and will definitely look much better than before. But probably one of the most useful feature in developers option is the ability to control the animation and transitions of your device. Here you will have three options, namely Windows Animation Scale, Transition Animation Scale and Animation Duration Scales, which controls the speed of how animation flows on your device. Now by default all of these are set to 1x, but for demonstration purpose, if I crank them up to 10x, then you can already see how slow the things are moving. You can lay back and enjoy the animations, but it seriously affects your device speed. Now turning all of them off results in no animations between transitions, which means no time is wasted between switching tabs, which makes switching between windows and apps lightning fast. But however, I recommend you to set the scales at an even 0.5x, which will make things twice as fast as before, but while still giving you the smoothness of animation effects. Next up, we have one of the most useful options called as Show CPU Uses, which will show you an overlay at the top right corner of your device, showing you what processes are running on your CPU and how much load your CPU is taking. And at the very end of the list, we have a set of very cool options which can literally speed up your device and can be a lifesaver for low-end phones. Now first up, we have Don't Keep Activities option. The name itself is pretty self-explanatory. It will kill an app or activity as soon as you leave them. Now this won't be useful if you are running apps that gives background notifications like WhatsApp or Facebook, but if you have a really slow phone, then this option will be very helpful. And next up is Background Process Limit option, which is basically an advanced version of what you just saw. Now Android is a pure multitasking device, but too many background activities can slow down your device. With Background Process Limit, you can set a limit on how many activities are running in the background. Now I personally recommend to set it at an even 4 or 3 processes. But if you have a low-end phone or if your phone is slowing down a lot without any reason, then setting it to 2 will hurt. Now don't set it to 1 or no activities, because that will turn your device into this. Now the cool thing about all of these options is that they are absolutely safe. They won't harm your device in any way. In case any of these options created an opposite effect on your device performance, then you can always turn them off, so no harm done there. It's always recommended to turn off developers option if you're not using them. So yeah friends, that's about it. If you find this video helpful and interesting in any means, make sure to be the cool guy who gives thumbs up to this video. And similarly, do subscribe if you haven't already to watch more interesting videos like these. Until then, I'm your host HK from the Android Guy signing out. And you guys, have a great day.
Well done. Double kill, triple kill.
Yo, what up everybody, this is TM, and today I'm going to show you how you can access the internet even if you do not have a mobile internet data plan. It's going to be pretty simple. Stay tuned. So a lot of people have been asking me and sending me messages asking how to trick the carrier and all of that, and also about using VPN. Well, I'm just going to give you a quick explanation of what VPN is. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it's basically when you transfer files, when you upload and access websites, it basically hides that information. It's basically you are here and you're trying to access this website, and it creates some sort of a tunnel between you and that website or that server, and well, basically that hides the information, the files and all of that from other people around you. And well, basically that's it. It's a virtual private network. It's way more secure than using the normal internet access, and basically that's it. And with that you can actually if for example if you are on a Wi-Fi network that does not allow you to access that website, or if your country does not let you access some sort of a website, any website, you can use VPN to access that not allowed website. And basically that's it. It creates a private virtual network. And well, and a lot of you have been asking me, can you trick the carrier to have more internet mobile plan? Can you do that? Unfortunately, the answer is no. You cannot do that, but there's another way that I'm going to show you right now, and it's a pretty simple way. But well, first of all, let me just explain you why you can't. Because every time that you go over here and turn on the internet data, the mobile data, it will connect to the carrier, and everything you do, go to Google, if you go to YouTube, watch my videos, basically everything you do will pass through the carrier and then to the website you are accessing. Imagine I'm watching my video on YouTube. Basically, I'm going to YouTube, and this information, well, no, I'm not using my, okay, so I'm using my mobile data right now, it's over there. Right now, the information that I'm going through right now is basically going through the carrier and then going to YouTube to watch my video. Basically, so you cannot trick it, because they are counting the amount of megabytes that you are using. So if you have a limited data plan, well, that's bad. That's basically why you're watching the video, because you have a limited mobile data plan, just like I do. For example, right now I think I have 85 megabytes. That's right. I have 85 megabytes. That's not a lot of internet. That basically you cannot watch a video with that. But well, don't worry, because today I'm going to show you how you can have access without spending mobile data. So, are you ready? Let's go for it. So first of all, to do this, sorry, but you're gonna have to need, first of all, a Wi-Fi network. For example, just go to your place, your home, or anywhere else that has Wi-Fi, and all you gotta do, connect to your Wi-Fi, and then go to Play Store and search for Wi-Fi map. Go ahead and it's Wi-Fi map passwords. That's the first one on the list. Just go ahead, install that, and then open it up. I also recommend you to turn on location, and then it's pretty simple. This is the internet that I'm connected, and you can also you can add your internet by clicking here and basically sharing your Wi-Fi password with the world. And for example, if you click here, it will go to your location. But first, let's imagine that I'm in New York, for example. Let's take, for example, the United States. let's go to New York, and you can